Hey, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. I'm Augusta Foster. Welcome to another installment of the Mantalk Monday Podcast. If you're watching this, you see the drip. I got it on, as the youth would say. Uh, it's Christmas time. Jesus is the reason for the season. It's the holiday. So what I decided was for this month, or the month you're watching this, to push out a couple of episodes. Most of these episodes are going to lead off with the title of The Gift. This specific episode is The Gift, Presence over Presence. Now, of course, you're like, oh, that's lame, or oh, that's catchy. Either way, you were here. And for that, I appreciate you. If you're new here, I'm Augusta C. Foster, author, mentor, servant, Christian, dad times five, all of that. And I host this podcast, the Man Talk Monday Podcast, where I talk faith, family, fatherhood, everything in between. And I like discussing real, topical, everyday subjects that for a lot of dads, whether you're the traditional married husband, wife, took the route, had kids, or if you're somebody like me whose introduction to fatherhood was a little bit remixed, it was a little bit different. So whether you're adoptee or you're an adoptive parent, a step parent, a uncle, aunt, guardian, grandparent, whatever you are, and this isn't just for the men. If you are somebody who's running the gamut of parenting, I'm glad you're here. But specifically, I gear this towards the men because a lot of times we don't have places or avenues where you could just listen and get lived experience insight that's not that of our uncles and some of our grandfathers who their insight, as I've said before, came with a bottle. Not always the best, not always the best role models, but anywho, man, thank y'all for listening again. This episode is The Gift, Presence over Presence. In the words of every famous Kojic pastor, not going to be before you long. So when we talk about presence over presence, want to introduce this or bring this to you and talk about value, not dollar value, but really how we as fathers often put value on certain things because we think that's what our kids not necessarily need, but even want. See, we get caught up in the terms of want and need. Like needs are necessities. You need water, you need air, you need food, you need sustenance, you need shelter. And we talk about the hierarchy of needs, how most people can't function if you don't have those basics. Those are needs. We as parents, specifically if you're a father of a certain age, what we get wants and needs confused is how a lot of our parents communicated it to us. You want that thing, but you don't really need it. Well, now we kind of parrot those same sentiments and we become this archetype of what our parents were, where a lot of us are just saying the exact same thing. Oh, well, you want this thing, but you don't need it. When in all reality, you've really got to sit back and think. Even the things I'm giving my kids that I think they want, man, is that actually what they want? Do they value this thing, this gaudy item, this high priced, whatever it is? Or is there something more to it? There's that regular pressure that we have. Of course, we live in this society where people are pushing, specifically post COVID, quote unquote, men going their own way, RP, red pill, whatever you want to call it. But the idea of protect, provide, it's just like the constant push, and the narrative of social media. And there's some of us who've adopted that, and our mindset constantly triggers to, as I say, work and the grind, but that pressure of material provision. Clip this. This time of year, there's so much weight put on material provision, providing a thing, providing stuff that we completely ignore, continued into the holiday season, the importance of being there. present is nice. How many movies have we seen where they cook the big breakfast and it's the thing that black people joke about, there's this huge spread laid out with cinnamon rolls and orange juice and fruit and bacon and ham and scrambled eggs and every breakfast item you can think of, and the dad just runs by and he just grabs a juice, so I gotta go, and he's out. That's unrealistic on a number of levels, because who's making that breakfast every day for a holiday? It's insane. But number two, that dad who's just grabbing the juice and running out, as much as it seems fake, it's also somewhat real. And in this time of year, think about it. How many of us have been so locked in on the task at hand, so focused on work, so much into the grind and making sure that we could be that provider, that now in the time of year where in the next episode on this is going to talk about time, in this last quarter of the year, the portion of the year where you get this push for all the holidays, whether you celebrate Halloween or not, I don't, and follow right by Thanksgiving, and follow right by Christmas. Like, you have this last quarter of the year where it's really a lot of time that you should be giving to the family. Because the first 9 months you've been on the grind, you've been working leading up to Christmas and Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And now, even in this moment, I work in law enforcement. I have a lot of buddies who work in law enforcement. I have a lot of buddies who work uh, blue collar industry, everything from linemen to oil fields, plumbers, a lot of city dudes who I know who this time of year where they should be, I'm good. I provided all the material things. Let me kind of ease back. No, man, it's overtime season. For those who know, they know this is overtime season. And anybody who's worked a job with overtime, anybody who's done shift work knows, man, overtime, you got to get it while it's there. And it's this constant grind, the constant chasing of the bag. And again, for 9 months, you've already been doing this. You've been plotting for Christmas. You've got the gifts, you've got the toys, you've got all of the stuff. Now you have it, and you still chasing a bag. So now on that day, kids open up, oh, it's great, it's amazing. They have all this stuff, but you're not there. And I know, I get it. There's a lot of pressure of doing those things. But how important are those things versus like memories? I had a conversation with a relative. I like talking about my life because my life is amazing. God is awesome. Like, there's this cycle of spending. Like, I was going to sit here and quote all of these numbers, but I don't need to. We've seen that we spend, even where people this year were allegedly tightening their belts. I work in the travel industry. Those tickets have gone up in price from when everybody thought everything was shutting down, and traveling shot up the second the government opened back up. Purchasing, credit card hasn't dropped. People somewhat teetered back their spending, but not as much as expectations were. People were, oh, no, nobody's going to spend. Nobody's going to do this. They're talking about, no, people are still spending, because this is what we do. We spend. The cycle of spending nonstop. This is the time of year, nonstop advertising. I'll be 40 years old. I remember being a kid in this time of year, I could tell you around 93, 94, every G.I. Joe, WWF, Polly Pocket, Tamagotchi, all of every single toy that was out, Super Nintendo, every commercial, all the ads. Like, there's nothing new under the sun, nothing's changed. And now I've seen this even with my life. Like, my daughter, oh, there's this item, there's that item for the youngest, for my older kids. My son, right now, my son is 10 years old, brilliant, smart, Kingston, solid kid. He's done amazing. He's improved so much this year. Every time I get a chance to tell him, man, I'm proud of you, bro, I make sure to tell him, I'm super proud of you. Proud of all my kids. I always make sure that I tell him, man, I'm super proud of you. You're going to a great young man, whether on the phone or when I see him in person, all the time. You're doing great. Love you, support you, all of that. Affirming him as a young man. Now, that being said, he wants a very high priced item this year. And I know there's things around him where he sees and he's like, that kid's got one. That kid's got one. And I'm around these things. It's like that constant, do they really want this? And I had to sit up, I had a conversation with a relative, and I thought to myself, because I know some of the elements of how he arrived at wanting this, but then I also know you've done a great job. You've earned this. But then I also know this is an item that's replacing something else. Is this item going to satisfy him? And I really had to sit up and think about that for about 20, 30 minutes. I really wrecked my brain thinking, do I get this for him just because he wants it? And if I get it for him, what comes along with that? Like, how long is he satisfied with this item? How long does he enjoy it? Because it's just the cycle of spending. And I thought about it myself. How many things did my parents buy me when I was younger that I genuinely remember getting? That I have a real moment of nostalgia, that I arrive and it draws tears or it brings about emotions or thoughts, or I could just wax poetically about, like, do I have any things like that? I prided myself on being a father who, when my kid wanted a thing, I thought about it. Do you really want the thing? And I get the thing. If everything is in line, if all the toys, or not the toys, but if all the grades and schoolwork and everything else, the obedience is in line, you really, the thing is what you want, I'll give you the thing. But I'll also remind you, this thing comes with some back end. There needs to be some respect, there needs to be some education, there needs to be some reading. There's a standard set that comes with this item. And I thought about all the stuff my parents bought me when I was younger. And even right now, I recall some of them, but I really don't, not like caught up. I can't think, yeah, man, that is, that's really something I remember. Can't remember that. What I do remember, as we pivot from the physical presence, SENTS, into the presence, SENCE, I do remember my parents thinking they were slick, rapping and hiding bikes in like our laundry room when we were like 11 years old. I do remember opening up gifts as a small kid, not even recalling the gifts, but just before my mother remarried and it was just me, her, and my sister. I remember her, like the pride and smile on her face that she would have, almost, like that meme that everybody sees where the mom is standing there like, she's got the cup. Like, that was her. So I remember that. I remember the moments. I have those memories, the traditions of you open this one, you open this one, you open this one, and going around in the circle, like going to my great aunt's house and, her being like the big gift giver for people, like every year, her finding something for somebody that they wanted and getting that specific thing, even if it was the most expensive. But my aunt Charlotte was so attentive to people. She'd be like, I heard this kid want that, and doing it. Those things, those traditions, those concepts, those are the things I remember growing up. So this year, even in spending time with my kids, I've really made the push to make it about memories, because I realized, as cool as it was for me to go and grab souvenirs uh, from our trip and to buy these items from our travels, like I watch my kids, and even in conversations after being 3 weeks removed, oh, Dad, the Grand Canyon, oh, Minnesota from years ago. Oh, Dad, remember when we went to the fair? They can't remember what was won at the fair. They can't tell you how many balls were tossed at the thing. They don't, but they have the memory of the time, not of the gifts, not of the stuff. Like, they'll reference, yeah, I remember I got this thing, but it's the moment surrounding those things. So as I bring this to a close, I'm not telling you don't buy your kids nothing for Christmas. It's not what I'm doing. I'm not anti the holiday season. You see what I'm wearing? I'm pro the holiday season, but I'm really much pro having a genuine, intentional investment into your children this holiday season. I parent from long distance with four of my children, including a teenager that I'm constantly learning more about every day as the father of a teenage girl. I could buy every single item and send it. It will never be enough. I could get every phone, every laptop, every pair of shoes, every new piece of clothing, whatever the trip is, whatever it is that makes my son think I'm him, whatever it is that makes my daughters think I'm the best. It, those things don't matter because they're fleeting. Those shoes are going to get small. That shirt's not going to fit anymore. That game is going to become obsolete. That phone is going to be a new one in 4 or 5 months. However, being there for the concert, for the recital, the smiles, the pictures, the moments captured. Again, I'm not telling you don't buy your kid anything, don't do anything for them. What I'm telling you is, along with every dollar that you spend, and don't let everyone get in here. Come closer. Come closer. Don't let everyone get in here and tell you, well, you gotta spend this much. I'm talking to the baby daddies and the ex-husbands out there. Listen closely. Don't be fooled into overspending because you think that will buy love. It doesn't. Don't think that you going to get every gift on their list is going to make your kids want to spend more time with you. It won't. Don't think that you going out buying every single thing that was on the list to somewhat ease the burden of your baby mama, ex-wife, whoever, their family, your family, that's going to put you in everyone's good graces. It's not. And you know this. So don't do it. Do what you can with your money, but absolutely do what you can with your presence. Make it felt, make it known. During the season, make sure that you are giving, specifically if you're not distance, if you're close, you 20 minutes from them kids, make sure they see you. Make sure they laugh with you. Make sure they get that quality time. Because the stuff that you buy, yeah, it's cool, but in 6 months it's too small. If it's technology in less than a year, it's outdated. But what will continue to last are the memories and the moments and the time shared. So my challenge to you, refocus and prioritize intentional moments over all of these material distractions. Greatly appreciate y'all for listening, for tapping in. Holiday season. Love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Have a great day, great night, whatever it is, man. Have a great holiday season. God bless. Be well. Peace.